All right, good people. It's your boy Cornelius Jones, 10 Mina Investing. It has been a while since I have done a live, and so we are going to try this out today. Everything should be good, functionality wise, technical wise. Everything looks like it is good. So, y'all come on up in the room, have a great live for you guys today. Today, I am going to put some very popular FUD to bed. Got an article I want to go over, and it is entitled XRP Failed Because Ripple Created RLUSD, claims the BitGo CEO. His statements directly contradict some of the statements that the BIS themselves made. And I want to draw this distinction between stablecoins and liquidity cryptos like XRP and explain very clearly why they need each other. Right before we get into that, got a very quick commercial for you people. Tomorrow, we have a private Discord group, 7 o'clock p.m. If you would like to come join the Discord group, if you would like to learn about all things DeFi, learn about other coins that will most likely have a lot of value in the new financial system that are still under a penny, come on into the Discord group. We have a wonderful group of people who are very knowledgeable. It's a great space. We love Jesus Christ and believe he rose from the dead. And so if you want to use your finances, if you're driven to be financially set free in 3 to 5 years, that's our group, because we're going to galvanize, use our resources, use our time, use our finances to uplift the kingdom of God. So if that sounds like a group that you want to join, come on in. We have a meeting tomorrow, 7 o'clock. The link for the patron link is in the description of the video. Finally, all parties interested in the Cryptex, we also have a separate Zoom meeting tomorrow, 7 p.m. Look for a post tomorrow on my YouTube page. I'll also do a post in my video. And Mondays will be set aside for all those who are promoting Cryptex. That will be the one that I am hosting. And we will call those Right Now Money Mondays. I have something very special for you guys next Monday. Those of you who are already promoting Cryptex, your boy got your back. So be looking for that every Monday moving forward. All right, we are done with the commercials. I'm going to rock with some of you guys in the comments. We got some of the usual suspects in the building, and then we're going to jump into the content for the evening. Nathaniel Rosaball, back again. My guy, he's in the Discord group. What's going on, my brother? Always good to see you. Nola Man, back again as well. Darren Collins, also back again. And Miss AJ, not AJ, AG Slush Naturals, also in the Discord group. Glad to have you wonderful people here. All right, people. I'm not going to read this whole article. I'm going to read some of it, and then I'm going to spend some good time making sure everybody understands we about to put the nail in the coffin today. Stablecoins will never, ever, ever replace liquidity tokens like XRP. Okay. And so we're going to get into that. They have a fundamental purpose that one will definitely need the other. All right. So let's get into this. BitGo chief executive Mike Belch used his podium at American Bankers Digital Banking 2025 conference to deliver a blunt verdict on Ripple's decade-old settlement playbook. The plan to make XRP a universal bridge currency has failed, and Ripple's newly issued US dollar stablecoin, RLUSD, is the proof. That statement right off the top comes from a misunderstanding. It comes from a misunderstanding. I'm going to get it. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. Let me keep reading just a little bit. Ripple made RLUSD because XRP isn't needed. That's false, but I'm going to read. Speaking in a session on banking access for digital asset firms, Belch opened with an appeal for direct Federal Reserve accounts before pivoting to Ripple's history. As a stablecoin business, you don't need it, but do you want a master account? We'd love a Fed master account. Then we get to skip the banks. From there, he walks the audience back to 2014. So if you go back in time in digital assets, about 10 years, there's this company, Ripple. They had originally decided they were going to try and tackle cross-border payments by use of their XRP token. Belch then dissected the two-step conversion model, dollars into XRP, then into pesos, arguing that the extra hop doomed the scheme. it turns out that that's two conversions, right? And USD stablecoins are just better. So in fact, Ripple just launched a stablecoin, a US dollar backed stablecoin. Stablecoins, he contended, will become the rails across the world, sweeping aside tokens whose only advantage is theoretical bridge liquidity. He painted an everyday retail scenario: phones tapped at farmers markets, interest airdrop monthly, and concluded, it just works. It's super simple, peer-to-peer plus peer-to intermediary. So I'm not going to read the whole article, but that is his argument. Now, before I get into the BIS paper, the misunderstanding is this. In the very beginning, he said that his verdict on Ripple's decade-old settlement playbook, the plan to make XRP a universal bridge currency, has failed. And the currency, the stable coin, is the proof. Well, see, it's the exact opposite. His misunderstanding comes in the actual role of XRP. What job does it have in the new financial system? Yes, XRP was always meant for payments. But when we break it down, when we lift the hood, we see the actual role that XRP is playing within those payments. And that role is bridge liquidity. XRP's role in payments has always been bridge liquidity, so that one asset issuer, not the issuer, but the payer, right? The person paying institution A can send money, and institution B can receive that money in their jurisdictional currency or whatever token of value that they want to receive. It's the neutral liquidity in the middle that XRP serves. So stable coins must work with tokens like XRP. And XRP also needs a stable coin. Here's why. XRP is not meant to handle everything. You see, this new monetary system is going to need a dollar denominated unit that is steady, that is consistent, that doesn't move. And so stable coins will provide that. So over here in the United States, when people are making direct payments, sure, stablecoin, you don't need XRP. But when we're talking about remittance payments, when we're talking about cross-border payments, when one central bank is sending money to another central bank and there needs to be one coin getting to another, it's only going to get there with XRP in the middle or some type of bridge asset like XRP, right? But we know XRP is going to have the most significant portion of this pie. I want to get into the BIS paper, because the BIS paper is directly talking about stablecoins. And what I did, I took the entire the BIS paper. They have an economic report in chapter 3, and it's titled "The Next Generation Monetary and Financial System." I put this into Chat GPT and asked it to summarize it for me. And oh, it's an amazing thing. It is an amazing thing. So I'm going to read some of this, and I'm going to highlight some of the contradictions that when we read this, when it's talking about tokenization and others and stable coins, we're going to see exactly how it doesn't fit with what the CEO of BitGo was talking about. So here we go. This chapter outlines a vision. Speaking of the summary of BIS Annual Economic Report 2025, Chapter 3, the Next Generation Monetary and Financial System. Overview. This chapter outlines a vision for the future of the monetary and financial system, emphasizing tokenization and unified ledgers as transformative innovations. It explores how these technologies can enhance efficiency, accessibility, and inclusivity in financial services while preserving trust and stability, with central banks playing a pivotal role. This chapter also evaluates the limitations of stablecoins and crypto assets against the benchmarks of a robust monetary system. Now, check this out. Key concepts and arguments. First, they start with tokenization and unified ledgers. We'll get to the stablecoins in just a second. Tokenization involves recording claims on real or financial assets on programmable platforms, integrating messaging, reconciliation, and asset transfer into a seamless process. In other words, anything of value, it is packaged digitally, okay? It can be traded on a platform. A unified ledger, which may or may not use distributed ledger technology, brings together tokenized central banks' reserves, commercial bank money, and financial assets, example, government bonds, on a single platform. The benefits include improved efficiency, reducing frictions in cross-border payments and capital markets by replacing complex intermediary chains with integrated processes. New possibilities, enabling smart contracts for contingent actions like collateral management and delivery versus payment. Examples include Brazil's Drex platform and BIS Innovation Hub's Project Agora, which explore tokenized assets and cross-border payments. And if you don't know, Project Agora is working with the SBI Global. And we know SBI Global is using XRP very heavily. So there's reason to connect XRP and Ripple with Project Agora. Now we're going to get into the stable coins. Now watch this, because stable coins, as you're about to find out, have some issues if they're going to be considered a world reserve currency or something like that. Watch this. 3 tests for a monetary system. The paper evaluates monetary systems based on 3 criteria. Number 1, the singleness of money. Money must be accepted at par or full value without due diligence, ensuring coordination and trust. Central bank reserves guarantee this by providing a trusted settlement asset. So we're talking about central banks, right? It must be accepted at par. In other words, it's real value. Number 2, elasticity. The system must flexibly provide money to meet economic demands, preventing gridlock in large value payments. Central banks support this through intraday liquidity and commercial banks via lending. And finally, integrity. The system must combat financial crime and illicit activities to maintain societal trust. Robust KYC and AML measures are essential. All right, now we're going to measure, do stablecoins and crypto assets fit that 3-test system? So stablecoins, example, Tether and USDC, aim to maintain stable value relative to fiat currencies, but fall short on the 3 tests. So the BIS paper, specifically just talking about stablecoins in this section, explains this test and why it fails. Listen to this. Singleness. Stablecoins lack central bank settlement, leading to varying exchange rates and undermining the no questions asked principle. They resemble 19th century private banknotes trading at discounts or premiums. Elasticity. Stablecoins require full asset backing, limiting issuers' ability to expand supply flexibly, unlike banks that can create money through lending. Doesn't this sound like a problem that XRP solves? Because what they're talking about is the ability for them to be able, if they have to have actual backing 1-to-1 by the dollar, they're not going to be able to just scale up on demand like they would want to, right? That's why stablecoins in and of themselves need something else like a bridge liquidity token. It goes with it. Now, there's nothing in here that speaks about that, but we know from our research that this is the problem that a bridge liquidity token solves. And that's the point. This is why stablecoins will never replace a bridge liquidity token, because in and of itself, it doesn't solve the complete problem. You still, at the end of the day, when we're talking about remittance payments, the only country that wants to hold RLUSD is the United States. Maybe Europe may want to hold it. I don't know. You think China wants to hold RLUSD? No, they're probably going to want the digital yuan, right? So when we make payments with China, we're still going to need bridge liquidity in the middle to facilitate that transaction. And the unified ledger system that the BIS is talking about is going to help tremendously with that. We all know that the unified ledger that is going to be prominently used is going to be Ripple's interledger protocol, which is going to use XRP in every situation that is the best. It's always going to facilitate the best token for the transaction. And most of the time, XRP is going to be that choice. It's going to be the best option. So when we get down to integrity, as digital bearer instruments on public blockchains, stablecoins are prone to illicit use due to pseudonymity and weak KYC compliance. They are attractive for money laundering and sanctions evasion, which is why XRP is one of the most compliant cryptos out there. It's set for compliance. ISO 20022 compliance, has clawback compliance, KYC, AML, all of those things. It was designed to be compliant for the banks. Now it goes into crypto assets. It says, example, Bitcoin, are speculative assets rather than money, lacking stability and scalability due to blockchain congestion and validator incentives. Now, does that sound like XRP? No, it is not. They're talking about Bitcoin here, right? And other cryptos like Bitcoin, but XRP is not a crypto like Bitcoin in the sense of the technology. Bitcoin cannot scale. XRP can. So XRP is not being talked about right here. It's obviously scalable, okay? Now, despite demand for stablecoins, their structural flaws suggest a subsidiary role at best. Subsidiary role. In other words, it goes along with something else. It's not sufficient by itself. It has to play a subsidiary role. Stablecoins need liquidity tokens. And then it finishes with requiring regulation to channel legitimate use cases. Isn't that coming up? Isn't legislation coming up? Absolutely, people. Absolutely. Legislation is definitely coming up. So people, when you really, really, really look under the hood and read and understand what's going on, you clearly understand that RLUSD and XRP work together. They're not enemies. They're not competing. There is no stablecoin competing with XRP. They have two fundamental different roles, two complete different roles. So I hope that's clear to everyone on here. So I'm gonna pause for a quick second. I'm gonna rock with you guys in the comments for a few minutes and then going to go ahead and jump off. I appreciate everybody rocking with your boy. So we got Sage in the place. He's saying, listen, it's clear XRP is the asset to be held like gold at Fort Knox. RLUSD is like the US dollar to be used on an everyday basis to settle debts. That's right. RLUSD is a token that is going to be used within our country, right? Payment flows within the country, easy, very easy. Okay. One thing I want to add is when you look at Ripple's vision from the very beginning, when it talks about cross-border payments, it was always about the CBDCs and XRP being the bridge liquidity amongst the CBDCs, the central bank digital currencies. Well, central bank digital currencies and stable coins in this situation are exactly the same functionality-wise. It's exactly the same. It's a digital asset that needs bridging. It's exactly the same. So whether it be stable coins or CBDCs, it doesn't matter. And when you understand the volume of money that's about to come into this space, people who don't think XRP is going to get to $10,000 or whatever because of market cap limitations. Let me explain this to you. What is the current crypto market cap right now? Somewhere between what, 2-3 trillion? I haven't looked it up recently. For right now, let's just go with somewhere between 2-3 trillion. I know it's no more than 4. I don't think it's any more than 4. Right now, this pie called the crypto market cap, all crypto together. This pie represents mainly retail investors. That's what you have to understand. This pie is retail investors. What do you think is going to happen when the institutional money comes in? Right? Retail right now has a market cap of 2 to 4 trillion. But the institutional money, when that money comes on the rails, you're looking at hundreds of trillions of dollars that has yet to come onto this space. And when this money comes onto the space, it's going to find the cryptos that get rid of the most friction, that cost less, and is most efficient. Which one do you think that's going to be? At this point, the BIS has confirmed to us that we will have a tokenized world. Let me read a little bit more of this paper. I want to read the conclusion here. Listen to this. This chapter advocates, this is the BIS paper here. This chapter advocates for a next generation monetary system built on tokenized central bank reserves, commercial bank money, and government bonds within unified ledgers. When we're talking about central bank reserves, you have to understand that we're talking digital now, not no longer the US dollar. They're talking about digital central bank reserves, which means the reserves that every central bank holds, it will be digitized. It's already digital. We know about the news in the United States alone with the Bitcoin strategic reserve. And then we have the crypto strategic reserve with XRP, Ethereum, Solana, right? People, this reserve that every central bank will hold in the future is all going to be digital. It's all going to be digital. We're talking about at the central bank level where settlement happens. This is the place where cryptocurrencies, liquidity bridge currencies like XRP will be held, facilitated, and used. Okay. We got a super chat. What's going on, dealer license? Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you, my brother or my sister, who we're not really sure. But let's listen to what you got to say. I appreciate it. Life lessons. Remember how people said the same thing about Bitcoin? I was one of those included. However, now that I understand XRP and its true utility, I am not so foolish anymore. Absolutely. And it's not really about being foolish. It's just you either know or you don't. You either research these things or you don't, right? A lot of people cannot see past what coin is most expensive. That's obvious for everybody to see. Most people can't see past that. Most people can't really read and understand the roles that these coins are going to play, especially when we're talking about usage and utility. For whatever reason, most people can just see the now. But what I see is a broken system that is about to get fixed. And they're telling us how they're about to fix it. But before it gets fixed, we just need some things to play out, like the end of a lawsuit and legislation to be written. And when those things happen, then they will use the tools in the way that it's always been designed, in the way that we've been talking about, reading about. All these things are going to be unlocked. This is the flip the switch moment we're talking about. When these digital currencies are now being utilized, picked up by the banks. Why? Not because they're trying to invest in the coin, but because they have to. They need it. It's a core piece of their infrastructure that they must use. Right? That day is coming, people. They're literally writing legislation for how banks can engage with crypto. And when that legislation is written, you can't make a case for another crypto that's going to be used more efficiently, more readily than XRP. You just can't do it. What's up, Kurtz? What's going on? You having trouble onboarding? Not sure how to help you there, but hopefully everything will work out. Dealer license, you are XRP whale. That's what's up. That's what's up. Good to have some whales agreeing with the content. Thank you for being on here, my brother or my sister. All right, people. If you got any questions, comments, this is the time. Throw it at me. I'll probably be on here for about 5 more minutes. Got you. All right, good people. If no one has any questions, this is your boy Cornelius Jones. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Great to see you guys in the chat today. Again, tomorrow we will have our private Discord meeting, 7 o'clock. To join the private Discord group, you just got to subscribe to the patron link. We also have a Cryptex meeting in a separate public group that will also be at 7 o'clock tomorrow. If you don't know about Cryptex, you need to come find this information out. You owe it to yourself. Just listen, see what it's about. Hear from people who have contracts. Hear from people who've been in this for years. Hear from people who are already making millions from this. This is an incredible opportunity. You can literally guarantee you're going to have a certain amount of money within 3 to 5 years. It's better than any 401k you've seen. It's DeFi finance using staking protocols with smart contracts. So you come find out the information. That link will be posted tomorrow for the meeting. And finally, people, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh, yeah, Monday. Next Monday will be our Right Now Money training, and we're going to do that every single Monday. These are for people who have Cryptex contracts and want to earn commissions by sharing the opportunity. So if that's you want to come on Mondays, always look for all links, all updates in my Patreon app. You can join as a free member in the Patreon app if you just want to get updates that are given to the public. And if you want to join the private Discord group, you'll see what to do there as well. All right, good people. I'm going to go ahead and sign off here. It's your boy Cornelius Jones, 10 Mina Investing. Thank you so much for rocking with your boy. I'll holler at y'all on the next video. You guys be blessed and have a good one.